Hello students, I am back again with the new topic of the chapter Polynomials of class 10. Hope you have seen my previous video of the same chapter and your concept must be clear. Now let us start with the new topic. The next topic which we will do today is relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. Now in this we'll do two types of polynomial. First we'll do for quadratic polynomial and after that we'll verify for the cubic polynomials also. I'll explain this topic with the help of one example. Suppose we have taken a polynomial 2x square minus 8x plus c. Now, as I explained you in my first video that the general form of a quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. So, if I compare this polynomial with the general form, I found that the value of a is 2, b is minus 8 and c is 6 here. Now, first we are going to find out the zeros of this polynomial by using the method splitting middle term which you know you must have done in your previous classes. So, for your more clarity, I am explaining it here again. Now here 2x square plus 6. It means I need product as 12 and their sum as minus 8. So for that I have taken in place of minus 8 as minus 6 and minus 2. But first and last terms remains the same because as the name suggests we are doing splitting middle term, means whatever calculation we are doing will do in middle term only. After that we make pair from of first two terms and the last two terms. Now we can see that in the first two terms I can take 2x as common. So my remaining part from the first two term is x minus 3 and from the last two terms I can take 2s common along with the minus signs. Students, please note whenever we make pairs, the sign which is here we always remains the same sign here. As outside of the bracket we are taking minus as common, so inside the bracket the sign will automatically change. So my two factors are 2x minus 2 and x minus 3. As we have taken 2x minus 2 common here from this and x minus 3 as common from here. Now to find out the zeros, we equate these two factors individually equal to 0. So by equating 2x minus 2 equal to 0, this becomes 2x equals to 2 by shifting minus 2 to RHS and the value of x I got is 1 from my first factor. Similarly, from second factor also, I equate x minus 3 equal to 0. So, my second zeros is 3. Now, for the given polynomials, my two zeros are 1 and 3. Now, let us move to the main topic of this. That means, what is the relation between the zeros and coefficient of the polynomial? Now, here my two zeros are 1 and 3. Let us take the two zeros be denoted by alpha and beta here. Let alpha be 1 and beta be 3. It's not compulsory that you always take alpha as first zeros or beta as second zeros. You can interchange also. It will not make any change in your question. Now for the verification, we'll do two verifications here. First is sum of zeros. which is given by alpha plus beta and which is given by minus b by a, or this can also be written as minus of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Now students, please note, when you are attempting your board exam paper, please do not solve them together with the equal to sign. Separate them with the line and solve LHS and RHS separately, otherwise your examiner can deduct your marks. So let us find out for alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta means 1 plus 3. So in LHS part my answer is 4. And for this minus b by a, minus b here is minus 8. That means minus of minus 8 upon 2, which is equals to 4. Hence we have verified alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a, because in both the cases we are getting answer as 4. Now let us move next one, which is product of zeros, which we gives by alpha into beta equals to c by a, or I can write constant upon coefficient of x square. Now let us solve LHS and RHS separately with the line between them. Alpha into beta, it means 1 into 3, which is equals to 3. And for RHS we have c upon a, where my value of c is 6 and a is 2. So this becomes 6 upon 2, which is equals to 3. Now here also we have proved LHS equals to RHS, hence verified. So students, whenever this question comes in your exam, in that you have to verify for both, for sum of zeros and product of zeros. Hope you understand this topic. Thank you.